Hi guys, it's Chris from the Ultimate Recycler. Back to this unit for part 3 of this clean out. As you can see, the carport's pretty much gone. I have moved some stuff out of the centre room into this area. Just a lot of rubbishy stuff to go through. I've brought a heap of crates and boxes. I hope to have the job done by probably tomorrow. So it's just a matter of getting rid of this clutter, sweeping up. But I do have a little bit of furniture in the house and a few pieces in here. There's a desk upside down and that sort of deco-y sideboard over there. Exercise equipment. So I'll spread it out a bit this morning, take some photographs of what I don't want, try and get rid of it on Facebook quickly and cheaply. Some big shelf units, hopefully someone would want for their shed because I don't want to take them back to my shop. So before we get into it, let's have a quick look. I said I'd keep up with the progress as far as dollars goes, and it's only really been 2 or 3 weeks since I've got into this job, and you can see we've got rid of a lot of stuff pretty cheaply but pretty quickly. A bit over $500, and that's all sold. There's other stuff priced in my shop. The best thing was probably the washing machine, and I sold it pretty cheap because I didn't want to move it in and out of the shop, and it's not something I really want in an antiques and collectible shop, but it sold pretty quickly. Alright, so let's get to it. In this video I'll hopefully show you some good progress. I'll perhaps show you any treasures I find, some of the better stuff, and we'll drag that old workbench out of the shed if you remember from the first video. Alright, quick progress report. It's getting a bit echoey in this room because I've got most of it emptied. I've just moved this sideboard away from the wall and we found this little fella. I thought I'd give you a look. He's a little gecko, I'd call him. I'm not sure exactly what type of lizard he is. Some of these actually drop their tails. I'm not sure if this one does, but we won't stress him. Hopefully he finds his way outside. Haven't seen any spiders yet, but lots of spider webs. So nothing really outstanding to report. I've still got to do this side of this room. I've put those big shelves and the pantry cupboard and the steel filing cabinet drawers on Facebook for free. Hopefully someone can come and pick them up because I really don't want to move them. I did find in the sideboard this jug. Now, it's a nice looking glass jug, and anyone could be easily fooled if they weren't aware that it might be a really early one. It's got a pontour mark on the base. It's got bubbles in the glass. Let's take it out in the light and have a better look. But it's not an antique jug. It would probably date to the 1990s, maybe even early 2000s. As a decorator item, it's modern made, probably recycled glass. And if you look at the base, there is no wear or contact points to the base at all. It's nice and glossy and shiny. If this was a genuine antique jug, it would have really noticeable wear to where it contacts the bench or the table and moved around over 100 odd years. So just to show you there, it's a modern piece. Still get $10 for it in the shop, so that's okay. So I'm just finishing off out the back. There were some old bikes that have been in the weather for a long time. Malvern Star is actually a good Australian brand, but the bike itself has been neglected and not much value. There was a few things just under the edge of the house, and I've opened the access doorway here, and underneath I've just dragged out one large painter's plank, and there's another one there. You can see the steel frame there. These are relocatable units, so it's not like a normal house. It's built on stumps. There's some timber trellises there, but further down, not sure if you can see in there. I'll try and zoom in a bit. Looks like we have some old pottery. So looks like I'm about to get down and dirty and drag those out and see what we've got. Okay, that was a bit of a challenge. It's a bit harder to get under a house when you're older and your knees creak and your back creaks and you're not as agile, but I managed to drag it all out. Nothing outstanding. There's a lot of copper and brass sort of jardiniers. Most of them, I don't think there's a lot of age. They could be 70s or 80s, sort of copper art stuff, some of it. And they all need a really good clean up and polish, but I'm not going to do that. Someone else can. They're not actually damaged. They've just been under there for a long time. The two stoneware ones aren't bad. This one's a Bendigo Pottery crock pot, and it is stamped down there, Bendigo Pottery, probably 1970s. Doesn't have a lid, but I may have one at home. This other crock is actually much older. It could be Bendigo Pottery again, or it could be any number of Australian potteries that made these jars, probably from 1900 or even a little bit earlier through to the 30s. And you often see them in gardens with cracks or chunks out of the side. This one's in really good condition, and underneath all that dust, it is a beautiful glaze. I reckon I'll probably have a lid to fit that one too, although in saying that, they're not a standard size lid. These are all handmade, and just about every lid you get is a slightly different size, but I have a good store of them at the moment, so hopefully we have a lid for that. Value wise, look, it was worth crawling under there. If I get $10 average, maybe, some might make 20, some might be 5, but that adds up to a fair bit. And if I find a lid for that one, I'll put about $30 or $40 on that one. And if I find a lid for that one, yeah, maybe 20, 25. So that was worthwhile, but there's still a bit of work cleaning them up yet. The only other thing I got out from under there was a couple of really nice big long Oregon painter's planks. They're always handy. Whether I sell them as planks like that, I'd probably get 30 bucks each for them, or whether I keep them to make something out of them, because old workbenches and things made out of these Oregon beams are very popular. And there was a couple of those trestles there which I dragged out. Oh look, I might get 20 bucks for those as a pair. Someone will use them in their garden. So a bit of value hidden under the house. Now I better load it all up. Okay, I'm going to finish up here today. I've pretty well knocked over this back room. The carport out there has just got stuff lined along the sides, a bit of free stuff to go. And to load my van when I get my van back, I brought the Uten trailer this afternoon. Everything's done off the back veranda. Got what I could from under the house that I wanted. So all I have left is this little shed. I did start packing some stuff off those shelves, but I haven't done much in here. And I need to get that workbench out. So I was going to do that in this trip, but I'm not going to have a chance today. Hopefully I can get back tomorrow and finish the job. So that'll be part 4. Look out for you then.